Hello, space engineer. In this video, I'm going to explain to you all the things you need to know to get started with RoadPilot. But firstly, what is RoadPilot exactly? RoadPilot is a script that allows you to build autonomous rovers that drive on your own self-built road networks. They can drive from connector to connector, allowing complex use cases such as automatic cargo trucks, buses, turret rovers. The possibilities are endless. Now, to get started with RoadPilot, you'll need two scripts. The RoadPilot Agent script that will take care of the autonomous driving on your rovers, and you'll need the RoadPilot Destination script. This one will be broadcasting its own position to all the RoadPilot agents, and it will also handle connector reservations if your station has any. The RoadPilot Agent script has several block requirements. Firstly, you'll need a wheel group. This will contain one to an infinite amount of wheels. Then secondly, you'll need an antenna. This is used for intergrid communications, IGC for short. Then you'll need a controller block. This can be a remote control, a seat, a cockpit, whatever it is, but this is a block that is necessary because this one will determine the speed and the direction, the forward direction of your grid. Then you'll also need a screen. A screen will be used to display the UI and all the information regarding RoadPilot. Then you'll need two items for collision avoidance. You'll need a camera for raycasting and a sensor for broad entity detection. And then you'll have three optional blocks. Firstly, you can have stoplights. This will be a block group, so you can have one to an infinite amount of stoplights. You can also have a connector. Mind you, this has to be a rear-facing connector. And lastly, you can also have timer blocks. And of course, you'll need a programmable block for the agent script. So when you first run the RoadPilot agent script, it will prompt you with a text saying to add a screen. In that case, we'll need to add the RoadPilot tag to the name of the LCD we want to use. Let's tag this text panel with RoadPilot. And as you can see, the screen is recognized. Now the screen will guide you through the next steps of the setup process. Once the setup is successful, you'll be shown the main screen of RoadPilot. You can also set up timer blocks. Timer blocks are used when arriving at a destination. There are two distinct types of timer block. You can have an arrival timer block. This one will be triggered immediately to perform a certain action. For the rest, the script does not look at it. On the other hand, you also have a departure timer block. This one will be started when arriving, and the script will look at its countdown, and once the countdown is completed, the script will move on to its next destination. Now, to set up these timer blocks, it's rather simple. You again need to add the RoadPilot tag to each of these timer blocks, but then inside of the custom data you'll have to write either departure or arrival depending on the type of timer block you want to use. So let's say that this is our arrival timer block and that this is our departure timer block. I'm going to set the departure timer block to 5 seconds. You'll see later on in the video that the car will wait 5 seconds before departing again. To navigate the RoadPilot screen, you'll need to set up your toolbar with 5 programmable block actions, going from 1 up until 5. So let me demonstrate. You take your programmable block, press run, and the first argument is 1. Repeat this until the number 5. Once this is set up, you can easily navigate the RoadPilot screen. It will always show you which buttons to press in order to go to a certain screen or perform a certain action. Setting up the RoadPilot Destination script is as simple as going inside of the programmable block, browsing the script, selecting the destination, and clicking OK. The name of the destination will be the name of the grid. So if you want to rename the destination, simply change the name inside of the info tab. If your destination has connectors, you'll need to group them manually. So select your connectors, name the group connectors, save it, go to the script and recompile the script. You'll now see that there are 2 connectors recognized and 2 of them are available. RoadPilot needs a map in order to work. Now, in this case, I want to go from the house at the foot of the hill all the way to the parking at the top of the hill. As you can see, there is a small road going up, there is an intersection and then a road perpendicular. We need to manually map each point on this road in order for RoadPilot to navigate it autonomously. Luckily, RoadPilot agents offer an inbuilt mapping tool in order to create these roads. In order to edit your map, press 3 on the main map screen. RoadPilot will present you with the Edit Map screen. Here you'll be able to place, select and delete nodes if necessary. Now, you'll be greeted with the Place First Node text, meaning that your map is empty. An important thing to note when placing nodes is that you'll need to place them in the center of your roads. Inside of the RoadPilot agent script, there is a parameter to allow a lane offset. This will allow RoadPilot agents to drive on the right-hand side or on the left-hand side according to your needs. But during the mapping phase, it is important to always map the center of your road. Let's place our first node by pressing 1. We then drive a bit further and place a second node. We repeat this process every time the road curvature has changed or when we have driven a bit too far. This way we accurately map the road and its curves so that RoadPilot can follow the road correctly. So now we have mapped our first stretch of road. But we need to create an intersection in order to branch off to reach our destination. First of all, if we take the place tool and drive to the center of the intersection, we see that we do not have a node here. It's always best to have your nodes at the center of intersections. In this case, we have one offset to it. It's then best to use the Select tool, select the node that is closest to the center, and delete it. Now, let's go to the Select tool and select the 2 loose nodes. And now the Place node will automatically create a new node that is connected to both the selected nodes. This time, we can easily put it in the middle and start driving off from there. Now this road is a bit bumpy. So now that we have created our map, we can move over to creating our first autonomous route. Now to do that, we first go to the Destinations tab by pressing 1. Here you'll see an overview of all the available destinations. This list is refreshed periodically by calling the destination scripts. In this case, I want to set up a route between our home and the parking. So let's select both of them. You can select as many destinations as you want. Then press 5 to go to the drive settings. Here we can fine-tune our drive to fit our needs. So firstly, the navigation type. I want this route to be repeated indefinitely, so one way will not cut it. In that case, I can choose between patrol or circle. Circle will repeat the list starting from the top again, whereas patrol will inverse the list when it reaches the final destination. In this case, since we only have chosen 2 destinations, it doesn't matter which one of the 2 I pick. Secondly, the collision type. Here I can choose whether or not I want to have real-time collision avoidance. When I want it, I choose the sensor-driven option. When this is enabled, the front camera and the sensor will work together to avoid objects in real time. Next up, I can decide if I want to park on the street or using my connector. Well, since we have a connector, why not use it, right? When we choose the connector option, the car will attempt to reserve a connector at the destination. If no connectors are available, it will still default to parking on the street for that particular destination. Lastly, we can also have a wait type. This can be none, meaning that when we reach a destination, we immediately move on to the next one, or we can use a timer block. In this case, I use a timer block and I have set it to 5 seconds. So we'll be waiting 5 seconds before we move off again. So to confirm this trip, we press 5 and the car will start driving. As you can see by the notification, the car has already reserved a connector at our destination. So we will do a reverse bay park when we reach the destination. By pressing 2, we can retrieve more information about our current destination. We can see how far it is from our current position. We can also see which navigation type we have selected. And lastly, we can also see inside of the circle whether or not we have reserved a connector at the destination. We are now reaching our first destination. The car will start the reverse bay parking process in order to connect its own connector to the connector of the destination. It will first creep a bit forward and then reverse into position. Now, during this process, it will use the front camera as well as the sensor to determine whether the surroundings are safe. If a vehicle is passing by, the car will stop until it has passed completely. Please make sure that the destination connector and the connector on your agent are compatible and that they can connect. When the wait type is timer block, the RoadPilot agent will wait until the departure timer block has its countdown completed. I have added a second vehicle, a second RoadPilot agent, and as you can see, its map is empty. Normally, these RoadPilot agents will automatically share their maps with each other, but for the sake of demonstration, I have disabled my broadcast. So when I enable my broadcast, you will see that the map is downloaded from the other RoadPilot agent. This footage was taken from my end-to-end traffic test, and here we can see how the RoadPilot agent handles an intersection. When it does not have right-of-way, it waits until the agent that does have right-of-way has passed the intersection. Afterwards, the light will turn green and the car will proceed. So now for a more advanced use case. RoadPilot allows you to start navigation via programmable block argument. That means that any block with a setup of actions tab can be used to start a navigation. So that can be an action relay, an event controller, a timer block, you name it, it is possible. So for this particular car, I want to call it from the parking over there. So I have added an action relay. Now let's configure it. So we'll go to the action relay. We accept the signal from everybody. Then we will choose our programmable block and we'll type in the command navigate dot and then the name of the destination, in this case parking. This argument is not case sensitive. Alright, and that's all we need to do for the car. Now let's go over to our destination. Here I have added an action relay and a button. So when I press the button, it will send a signal via the action relay and that will go to the vehicle. So let's press it. Fingers crossed. So now we should start seeing the vehicle move this way. And as you can see, it has started moving. The ability to start navigation via command opens the door for a lot of automation possibilities. For example, when you only have 20% charge left, you can send your vehicle back to your base, or when it gets damaged, it needs to go to a repair shop, or when you need a cargo delivery, you can send via an action relay a signal. The possibilities are endless. But anyways, I'm going to let that creativity come from you, the player. I hope this video was educational, and if you have any more questions regarding RoadPilot, feel free to leave a comment, or if you have a feature request, I'm all ears. I've also written a Steam guide with everything you need to know about RoadPilot, how to get started, the requirements, etc. I hope you have some fun with this one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!